To understand why Americans are so sick, we have to look at our farming practices, at the food that we're eating. So, what are we farming mostly in the United States? Well, it's mostly corn, soy, and wheat. And those types of farms are subsidized by the taxpayer, meaning the taxpayer is giving $16 billion a year to farm corn, soy, and wheat. What happens to the corn, soy, and wheat? What kind of products does it turn into? Well, these ones. It turns into high fructose corn syrup, refined flours, and cheap oils, the raw materials of processed junk food. And Americans are now eating 60% of their diet in this. When you walk into the grocery store and those center aisles are filled with food like this, and it looks like you have so much choice, you actually just have reconfigurations of the same ingredients. Some type of corn, soy, or wheat, sugar, maltodextrin, MSG, and petroleum based food dyes. We've lost over half of our topsoil in the last century because of the mass amount of chemicals we have to spray on this type of farming and the endless tillage. Our soil now can't hold water, can't support life, and worst of all, it can't absorb carbon. So instead, industrial agriculture pumps out over 698 million metric tons of CO2 every year. That's more than all the planes in the sky. We've been sold a lie that the only way to feed the world is through chemicals. Instead, we need to focus on regenerative agriculture, which is about rebuilding the soil with diverse crops, keeping it covered, cutting back on plowing, and bringing livestock back into the equation. This is the farming that heals. Healthy soil doesn't just grow better food, it sucks carbon out of the air and locks it underground. If we shifted just 10% of our farmland to regenerative practices, we could capture over 20% of our yearly CO2 emissions.
So, cows are really the solution. If they eat their natural diet of grass, their poop replenishes and nourishes the soil so it can grow healthy food again. But what we're up against is $150 million in lobbying from Big Ag and Big Food. They pay the politicians, and the politicians keep subsidizing the type of farming that is growing soy, corn, and wheat.